So there it is. The UK has left the European Union. 47 years of history brought to an end in the name of sovereignty and independence. Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, has told the nation to prepare for a new act in the history of the UK. It is a moment of real national renewal and change, he said, as he made a plea for the country to move on and unite. It is the end of a political journey which has removed two prime ministers, prompted two elections, multiple parliamentary defeats, hundreds of hours of political debate, fractious, accusatory, divisive, an act of withdrawal delayed 3 times as Parliament wrestled with enacting the wishes of the British people in the referendum of June 2016. It has done just that. Let's go then to Parliament Square and Anna Jones.
Welcome to Parliament Square. Welcome to Parliament Square, opposite the House of Parliament in the heart of Westminster. As Brexit supporters here, thousands of them have gathered and are celebrating the moment that Britain leaves the European Union. As you can see, Nigel Farage, that's Richard Tice there on the stage. We just heard from Nigel Farage as well. A quick word from Claire Fox, former MEP. A big moment.
It's a big moment. It's so nice to be here because the people who really are the heroes here tonight are the voters. They really have taken... Somebody just said to me, my God, it's taken 3.5 years. They've tried to bully us. They call us every name under the sun. All we did was vote, and they asked us to do it, a referendum. And who would have thought it would take so long? But it's such a relief because democracy has been honoured. It's such a lovely atmosphere here tonight as well.
Well, yes, and the Prime Minister has focused on the need to heal the nation now, but how important do you think it is to celebrate? Does this feel like the right atmosphere to you?
Yeah, of course it does, because I don't disagree with Boris Johnson saying heal, and actually Nigel Farage made the point that Tony Blair, Peter Mandelson have today conceded that it's over and we now have to work together. I mean, we should have done that in 2016, and when you have a vote, I assumed that what would happen was we'd all then say, OK, and a lot of Remainers I know, a lot of my friends voted Remain, and they just said, we're very sad to leave, but now we'll get on with it. We didn't think it was going to then turn into this absolute travesty of, you know, Parliament getting in the way of what people had voted for and so on and so forth. So I think that now it's a new start. Anyone, whether you're a Remainer or a Leaver, and I hope we get rid of those phrases, who wants to change anything can now believe that the ballot box works. That's important, isn't it? You know, a year ago, I think I was on Sky Paper Review with you, Anna, and I said in March last year, I remember it, it's over, we've lost. And I really feared that people would completely lose trust in politicians, that they would think there was no point voting for anything anymore. And that's the only reason I got involved in electoral politics, because I was so frightened of the result of that. So now everyone will know it's worth voting, it's worth believing that the ballot box can change things, it's worth knowing that all those years ago when ordinary people fought for the franchise, when the suffragettes went out and fought for the vote, that in the end it can change history, and that's what we've done.
As of tonight, little actually changes for most people. They won't feel those changes now, will they? And a lot could happen over the next 11 months. What do you hope will happen by the end of this year?
Okay, so that's the thing is, it was an important psychological win in a way. We had to kind of get through this bit. None of us, I don't think anyone in this crowd has got any illusions that now, oh, it's all going to be fine and, you know, there's going to be sunny uplands. A lot of the more hardcore Remainers think that we all think that now we're all going to have lots of jobs and money, and that's what it was all about. But I think that once you have a situation where, actually, ironically, British politicians can no longer scapegoat the EU. They've got to now look us in the eye and say that whatever they do are accountable to us. And the voters will now be able to say to them, you let us down, or you've got to do something different. But I think that what we can expect is long, entangled, laborious, painful negotiations that might not deliver everything that we want. However, Boris Johnson is on a loan of millions of votes. They're not his. Everybody didn't just become a Conservative. And so he's now got to think, if he doesn't get a good deal by the end of 2020, we've got to get out anyway, otherwise, my goodness. And also, I think, you know, even the fact that this country now talks about the Northern Highlands, nobody ever talked about them before. That's a big change. I'm excited about the possibility, but nothing's given.
Okay.